Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Everybody ready for a good weekend out there, or is it not even exciting anymore? One day just kind of rolls into the other now. It's kind of like, is it Monday, or is it Thursday? Is it Sunday? Is it Saturday? But anyhow, today we're going to talk about you can't get sick on a raw food diet, can you? And I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you go down there and hit that big red subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and come back and watch some of my videos while you're cooped up in the house. I'll just tell you to start off with, over these past 2 months with this pandemic and everything going around, I've heard some of the most asinine things. That's why I don't really network with a lot of raw people online, because it's almost like you would think I'm in groups of Dungeons and Dragons or wizards and shit like that. It's like all this mumbo jumbo and woohoo. The second I hear the woo-woo kind of stuff, whoosh, I slide away. I might look a little crazy, but I'm into science, I'm into practical, I'm into logic, and I'm into common sense. And there's this kind of, like, some people think that they're invincible because they follow a raw food diet. They listen to a lot of that woo-woo stuff, and they also even going a little bit further, even if they were doing the absolute best, if you were doing a perfect raw food diet, I don't think anything makes us bulletproof. I don't think anything makes us bulletproof. But a lot of the people that are saying that aren't even eating what I consider to be a great version of it. And that is just my opinion. But it's my channel, so you're kind of coming to hear my opinion. They're not even the ones that are like trying to get all the different components in. Like, they just eat one thing or whatever. That's why I'm always about variety. Getting in those greens, getting into my vitamin C, getting in my vitamin D. I was sitting out in the park a little while ago. I'd been walking and just sitting out there enjoying the outside a little bit, and I got to thinking about it, and I thought up a good analogy because, I'm in lower Alabama right now, about 60 miles from the Gulf Coast, and this is hurricane country down here, and I've sat through 2 major hurricanes, small hurricane, and a few tropical storms. So I liken it to like a building. When we start eating a raw food diet or doing healthy things for our body, it's like if that big storm comes through, like a Katrina, like a Opal, like an Ivan, like a Camille in '69, it's going to wipe shit out. I don't care how fortified your building is. Some people, it's going to take people out. And that's the same way I believe with disease and with health-related things. I believe I give myself the best chance, the way I eat, to avoid things like heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes. And some of the ones I think, okay, you probably got a better chance of saying, yeah, I might be a little bit more bulletproof against, say, a diabetes or maybe heart disease or something. Whereas the cancers, there are cancers out there that people, no matter what their diet is. But I like what I'm doing. And if I'm going to put my chips on something to bet on, I feel good with what I'm doing just by the way my body feels and by the way I feel now as a 56-year-old man compared to I did when I was a 48-year-old man. But it's all about just fortifying and strengthening. Okay, I eat a lot of fruit. That's my, like fruit is sort of my foundation. Lots of fruit. That's the foundation of the building. But I'm sorry to all you fruitarians out there, you'll just have to go vibrate somewhere, and we'll just have to agree to disagree. You're not going to build that solid foundation of the whole building on fruit. So that's where we add the greens in there. The greens and the fruit come together, fortify things, make it a little bit stronger, because that's what the body needs. The body needs those greens in it. Am I getting my vitamin C? Vitamin C is very important to our immune system. It's very important to keeping our body healthy, as are a number of other vitamins. One vitamin that's uber important, and I was reading a piece on that as related to the COVID-19 virus yesterday, is vitamin D. And lately, and it's not like I haven't been doing vitamin D research, but I've been stumbling across things lately. I'll just pop across an article here, or I'll come across a video there, and I'll watch it. And it's just like the body, it's almost like, and I can't explain quite exactly the scientific, or exactly what the D, you just need vitamin D. And you know, so many people are deficient. It doesn't matter whether you're eating a vegan diet, whether you're eating standard American diet. So many people, from what I read from the statistics, are deficient. And your body is so much stronger when you have proper amounts of vitamin D. That boosts the hell out of your immune system. So if you're not, you know, try to get out there and get some sun on your bare skin. If not, you know, you do the best you can. You supplement. I supplemented. I never supplemented vitamin D because I lived in Costa Rica. For Christ's sake, I was out. You know, I was getting sun all the time. Got back to the States. I don't get out in the sun as much here. So during the winter, I started supplementing for vitamin D. Now that spring's here, I've been getting a fair amount of sun, if you can't tell, the last few weeks, month, 4 or 5 weeks, and I feel like my vitamin D's built up. But we need all those different components. So when we start adding in all those different things, we shore up our body. We make ourselves stronger. We make ourselves more bulletproof. But then again, you're never going to be completely bulletproof. And I just, you know, I just don't like that kind of thinking. It's not logical. It kind of gives people almost a false hope, just like, you know, nothing can happen to them. And you know, it can. We can get sick. Raw vegans can get sick, and that's another thing too. And you know, some of the raw vegans actually bring it on themselves. I remember many years ago, there were a few raw vegans that were talking about how, you know, they didn't come out and say I'm invincible, but they were kind of preaching this can't get sick, and then they'd get sick. And everybody came out of the woodwork giving them a lot of shit because they said they couldn't get sick. So then when somebody says something like that, like I'm invincible and it's not, then that just makes all the people doing this lifestyle look like the nuts that they say we are. So, yeah, I think we do the best that we can, and that's it. But rely on the science, rely on common sense, rely on what makes sense to you and what is practical. Anyhow, this is just going to kind of be a short one today. I just kind of felt like connecting with you guys on a Friday, and somebody had asked me about that before. Like, do you get sick very much? Can you get sick on this lifestyle? And I'm like, well, those are two different questions. No, I don't get sick very much. In fact, I can't remember the last time I've been proper sick, but yes, you can get sick on this lifestyle, and I could easily get sick tomorrow on this lifestyle. But the most things I've had in the 8 years since I've been raw is, you know, I think I had a couple of colds down in Costa Rica, even before I came to this lifestyle. It was always hard to tell if you had a cold down there because it wasn't the same strain of cold or something, because it never lasted as long. It wasn't as severe, but I've not really had anything. I haven't had any sort of digestion issues, and that's something I don't necessarily call that being sick, but back before I came to this lifestyle, there was always something going on. I didn't have bad digestion. Thank God I didn't have anything like, you know, debilitating like a Crohn's or a colitis or anything, but I had the normal stuff. You know, you wake up one day, you don't know what your stomach's going to be. Uh-oh, I've got to go to the airport. Oh, I got a funky stomach. Why did I have a funky stomach? Oh, I must have eaten something that disagreed with me. Now I know what I eat. I know what foods work for me. If something were to bad disagree with my stomach now, I'd probably go to the hospital because I'd think I somehow ingested some sort of poison, because I know how certain foods affect my body. So, you know, that's one good thing about it, just feeling good every day. You know, being regular every day, not having indigestion, not feeling nauseous, not feeling anything, but just good every day. But you're not bulletproof. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and have a great weekend. And maybe I'll do another video this weekend. Peace.